Hello, this is Angelo with your Project Next Accelerator bonus, and this is Digital Growth Masterclass number 8. So, today, as you can see, the setting is completely different, and there is a very important reason for it. So, why am I here? Why do I have this picture next to me? Well, before I tell you why, let me remind you this. As I've said before, it is very important to have like master keywords to steer you back into what really matters in your life, especially when you think you're being challenged, by a humongous obstacle from where you stand right now, from what you can perceive right now. So this picture is a picture of a little girl a few months after the humongous tsunami in 2004 in the Indian Ocean that killed so many people and shattered the mindsets and heartsets of millions and millions of people around the world. And I want to remind you this keyword, this one word can immediately take you back to what matters and centered and able to unleash your inner power and achieve what you desire. And this keyword is perspective. Because no matter what is going on today in your life, or maybe during the process of you launching or growing your digital product, of course, you do not expect, I cannot guess what will happen in the next few hours in the world, but basically you're not expecting like a humongous tsunami to take on maybe your life or the life of a loved one or maybe your home and so on. So this is very important. And every time I see this picture, every time I see it, I remind myself, Angelo, keep your perspective right. Remember what matters. I also remind myself that how I felt when I read the book Man's Search for Meaning from Viktor Frankl. He's a Holocaust survivor, but he was also a psychologist. So he tried to explain what was the difference, why some people prevailed and some other didn't. And he realized that the people who kept, even under the toughest circumstances, like a positive outlook for the future, were the ones who made it. So, right now, I knew that this masterclass will be very short, but I want you to take some time, the time that you would expect me saying something else. Spend a few minutes, actually invest a few minutes after this video to ponder on your perspective in life and business. Ask yourself, do I have the right perspective? Do I have a serving perspective? Or am I just, beating myself up for the things I didn't do yesterday? Or maybe I should have been by now in module 5 and I am in module 3 and so on. These are very, very little details, surface details in the whole meaning of life. And remind yourself what matters: your health, your happiness, your inner power, your family, things that are fundamental and things that when they are right, when these things, these big things work, everything else can take care of itself because you have the inner power and the physical power to go through the day, to go through the challenges and find what is missing to get where you want to go. Also, a last note. This is the first video that I am actually standing. And even though the previous masterclasses were like more of a discussion and there was a purpose for me sitting because I didn't have like a completely different kind of energy from you, see now how more I can move my hands and my body and let my body speak for myself as well. So this is very important. Actually, this was from the very early days. This was one of my secrets when I was doing webinars. So I had the slides in front of me and I could easily be sitting while doing the webinar, but I was standing. Because when you stand, your energy flows freely. And when you stand, you don't like press your diaphragm, and you can breathe freely as well and deeply. And this engages more your clients. So this was like a two-in-one masterclass. What I really care about is for you to get this master keyword. This keyword will unlock so many times in the future for you, like a completely different set of tools in your mind, because the moment you have a different perspective, you have a different outlook of life. And when you have that, everything else can take care of itself. Everything else is like elementary. A serving perspective is key for you to have the inner power to achieve what you desire with your next digital product. So, see you next week. Ciao, ciao.